Okay, setting up a virtual conference for parents and students utilizing the meet.google.com nickname meetings. The first thing I want to make sure we're clear about is this right here. This is the site that you would be sending people to. The nicknames are utilized because they create a more secure situation for everyone involved, and you can utilize nicknames with anyone that's in the domain. So for those who might not be familiar with what I'm saying there, in the domain means fostoriaschools.org credentials. Every single student, everyone, including pre-K, they have a credential for their student. So the idea here is there really should be no reason why a parent, if they're signing in from a computer or a phone, can't utilize their student's credential. And to be honest, the other good thing is if you are bringing them in to talk about their schoolwork, it's a great idea to have them sign in utilizing their kid's credential, because then you can literally tour them around what you're trying to talk to them about. So meet.google.com for you. This is one of the 3 ways you can make a Google Meet, but you're going to want to press join or start a meeting. Now, you can learn how to schedule a meeting here. This is going to take you out to a wide variety of different options. But what I like to do is I just pick my nickname or my code. Now, when we do that, you're going to notice you can do all your normal setup here, but we're going to join. Now we're going to take that join info for a second, and I'm just going to pop it over here so we don't forget what it is. That's the meeting code. Now, some things to think about here. The first teacher who is in the room is going to get the little badge, the little blue badge on the bottom left that shows you the options you might have for user controls. So that is going to be in that bottom left. Now, you got everything is normal here. This little blue badge will open up, and what you want to do is turn quick access off. This is going to make sure that everyone who isn't invited to that meeting can be included in your, or even including your organization, is going to have to ask for admittance. Now you can still get to all the details of your meeting, the joining info. People could dial in on a phone. If you are having a parent join from a non-school credentialed computer or profile, you would want to have them know this code right here. But as I said, this simple meeting nickname can be used if they use the student credentials. Now, the tricky part, let's say we end the call. I go back to the home screen. I join a different quick meeting. Turn the camera off here. Now, that changed with the A, right? That makes sense. So I'm going to leave, come back. I'm going to go back to that K. I'm going to use that one as my nickname this time. Now, when I join here under K, it gave me the same Meet address. If I go back to the home screen, join again, that Meet code stayed the same. Now, I have seen times where that won't stay the same. So for me, you want to try to focus on this if you can. Have parents join using their student's credential. Now, what's it look like when somebody tries to join the meeting? So let's first have a person in domain try and join the meeting. So they're going to go to meet.google.com. They're going to open up the letter K and they're going to press continue. And they're going to try and join the meeting here. So this should be GMeet removal has asked to join the meeting. I can admit or I can deny. If I press admit, they're in the meeting. Now, got some feedback just so you can see that it's the right person. So, secondly, let's say it's a parent who does not have a student credential. They would want to utilize this code, this JFK code. So let's see what that looks like. So we've got a person outside domain who's going to try and join the meeting. They would need to know JFK. They don't need to know the hyphens, so you don't have to put the hyphens in. They're going to put the JYX. They're going to go to the join. And they're going to join without their camera or their mic. And they're going to ask to join. Now, it says someone wants to join this call. Mathew Swortchek outside of Fostoria Red Mail would like to join. I can either deny entry or admit. Now, if I admit them, and now I've got two parents in there, and GMeet removal needs to go, I can go over to the people, and I can just say goodbye to GMeet removal, remove them from the meeting. And now I'm just in with Mathew Swortchek. GMeet removal cannot join back into the meeting. Now, there is a third wheel option here, and that is the phone number. If you call the phone number, so that's 1-414-439-0353, you're going to hear it call.
Welcome to Google Meet. Enter the meeting PIN followed by the pound key.
So I'm going to put in the meeting PIN, which is 669-759-100. So 669-759-100 and the pound sign.
Thank you. That PIN doesn't match a meeting that's ready to start soon. Enter the meeting PIN followed by the pound key.
All right, let's try that again. 669-759-100.
Thank you. You'll join when the host lets you in.
So it's asking. Someone wants to join this call. Cell phone number unverified. Do I want to admit them or not? If I admit them, I can let them in, or I can just deny entry.
You're not allowed to join this call.
Now, when I'm done with the meeting, I can press end, and this whole meeting is done. No one can get back in without me being in there. Now, some other stuff. You still have all of your recording features, all of your caption options, all of that. Nothing's different here. It's just a different way of starting the meeting. Host controls, quick access is all I needed to do that. Now, one thing you need to know. If you don't remove them, if they've already been admitted and they leave the meeting and they try to come back in, they can get back in because you allowed them through the first time. So for me, for conferences, for privacy's sake, I would remove them before they leave. That way they can't just accidentally bump back in. Now, when you leave the call, you can return to your home screen. If you were to throw K back in there, you'll notice that the code has retained for the time being. But if I close it, return home, now I'm going to go join somebody else's meeting because I need to be at this other conference. Now I'm going to leave that meeting, come back, start K again. You'll notice that code changed because as I was switching, this code changed. So it is not a viable idea to start the meeting, grab this, and then just send this to parents. Again, the best way to retain ease and know that the link is going to work into the room that you want is utilize the passcode, the nickname. That's why these nickname meetings exist for credentialed users. Outside credential users could utilize that. You could send that to them. You could send that to them, the night of conferences. You could say, I'm going to release the password the night of conferences, send it out, however you wanted to do it. And then the dial-in number shows up at that time as well. You could copy that joining info, send it out in any way you want. So that is how to utilize nickname meetings. If you have any questions, please let me know.